So anyway, there was a number of you who participated. Hi, MS Live. Now we're live on YouTube and Facebook. So there was a number of people who commented on Facebook, and I didn't respond because I never saw it. I didn't see it. So if you're watching, Claudia, if you are Tim and Andrew, if you guys comment and I'm not answering, see, here we go. All right, it is honestly because I'm not seeing it. All right, hi, Flo. Okay, now I can see that. Hi, Jane. Happy Tuesday to you. Um, so how is everybody doing? Now, yesterday I'll tell you a little bit about physical therapy. Yesterday, in fact, I decided I'm going to go every other week, every other Monday, because every Monday and being disciplined to do it's just too much. Hi, Susan. So, okay, I learned some more exercises. A lot of that, I know these exercises, but it makes so much sense when she's explaining things, and I'm thinking about how to do them. Hi, Phil. All right. So yesterday we talked a lot about swimming pool therapy when you have difficulties balancing or with spasticity, that kind of thing. Um, anyway, Phil, I'm glad that you are doing better. I mean, gosh, how scary! Because I know you had a tiger by the tail for a scary situation. Phil thought he had a stroke, but it did not. It's not a stroke. So I'm so grateful uh, that Jesus delivered you from that scare. Hi, Dennis. How are you? How are you? Uh, oh boy. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit right now about getting energy when you don't have energy. I don't have energy to do this today, so I'm going to rely highly on you guys to participate. Um, Dee Dee had recommended that let's see, 4C has has a tea or a lemonade, has a berry drink. They're little envelopes that not envelopes, little tubes where they have high amounts of caffeine. They've got taurine. They've got a lot of stuff in there that you pour into a bottle and you mix it with water and you shake it up, and it's huge. Hi, Diane. It's huge amounts of caffeine and stuff. It's supposed to get us going. So I'll let you know. I've had so much of it, and I can go to sleep right now. It just is bad. Okay, Karen. Karen's in the house. It's so good. We're getting a lot of our regulars here, and that's nice. That it's nice to see you guys. But one of the things that I was thinking about, in fact, I was reading a devotion today, and no, I wasn't. I was on Facebook. I was reading who somebody says, "What do you do when people won't let you do what you feel you've been called by God to do?" Right? What do you do, right? Well, I'm telling you, if doors aren't opening, yay, Gina's here. Oh my gosh, this is old school. So My thought is if it's not easy, doors aren't opening, you're not doing something that you feel like God is calling you to do, chances are God's not calling you to do it. It's like this MS Live. Who knew? What it I thought I'd be a God's calling me to be a great generous millionaire to give to other people. Oh, I just really would be good. Hi, Jan. I'd be good at that. I'd be a great author. Can't do it. I keep asking, what is it? And encourage. All these doors closed, and then uh, um, all of a sudden, I'm doing the MS Live. It's been 2 years now. I think it's almost been 2 years, right, since I've been doing this. And it does, every Tuesday and Thursday, we make this happen. Right? It just, the doors open. I'm here. You guys help me get through this when I'm too tired. And it's easy. When it's easy and God opens the doors for you, you're probably doing His work. So I just ask God to guard my tongue because I could, you know, actually I've been told I should do a comedy act because it's all amusing. Um, Ari Dennis is sharing there's no snow. He's not because Jane asked if there was any snow, so it's a weather checkup. Now, Susan, the Nema energy drink, it's 4C. You can get on Amazon, 4C. Uh, and then what Dee was saying is that she was getting the tea combination, little tea packets with taurine. It's with caffeine and taurine. Um, I'm supplementing B12 because that's what my doctor says. Uh, Although I asked recently, they wanted blood work, and I asked them, could you do a D3, B12, do a blood panel so I know what my vitamins look like in my blood, so I can supplement according to what I'm lacking, and that's what I tell all of you before. Gosh, the Facebook is just filled filled with people saying, "Oh, you're going to take huge amounts of D3. You're going to take 4,000. You got to take magnesium. You've got to take all these medications." Uh, um, but it's not. You can't take these things without having your body go off kilter. You can't do it. So you gotta get blood work first before you start adding. Say you're like, oh, I've got cramps. Before you start playing doctor yourself, I've got cramps. I'm gonna take magnesium. I'm gonna take so much magnesium, and then all of a sudden you're taking magnesium, and guess what happens? You don't have enough calcium. So now your body, because magnesium needs calcium to be absorbed. So if you're not taking calcium with your magnesium, what happens is your body says, okay, she's getting all this magnesium. Uh-oh, we have got to get calcium from somewhere in order to absorb. So your body will take the calcium from from the bones. And all of a sudden, say you have osteoporosis, it's bad. It's bad. You should not take more D3 than what is adequate. Same thing with B12. All these, believe it or not, taking all of these high all of these problems, all of these problems. I'm sorry, all these supplements. You start taking all these supplements. Guess what? The side effect of taking too many supplements or one. You start getting that off kilter. Guess what? Guess what the symptom is? MS. All of a sudden, you're don't do it, don't do it. So, we cannot play. And you guys know I'm only telling you this because I've done it. I made this mistake. So no, learn through me. And you know what? Diane, I love you. I love you for saying that. So my sister-in-law Diane's watching, and she just said, that she's proud of me. Isn't that sweet? That's sweet. That just do what's next, right? So I was at the physical therapy yesterday. I'm going to answer your questions in a minute. I was at the physical therapy yesterday, and she looked at me and I don't know what it is. I think they're told to say this. They said, "Oh, how was your weekend?" I said, don't. You know what? You probably shouldn't have somebody with MS that said how my weekend is. That was I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. So she says, "Oh, is it so? What if you don't know what you did during the weekend? I don't feel like thinking about it. Weekends pass. If you think about yesterday, you think about what you did or what you didn't do, you might have an emotional reaction to what. Yeah, it's like you may disappoint yourself. You may be happy. Forget it. Forget it. Let yesterday's. That's yesterday. You can't regret or. And I'm not looking because they say, well, what are you going to do this afternoon? I don't know. No, right here. Right here, where all my feet are. This is what I'm dealing with. So she says, the one therapist said, well, what do you, when you were driving, or what happened today, within the last hour or so? I said, boy, I was listening, I was going through listening to Skin on my car radio, and there was a funny country western song that's really funny about how things change, and it was all about this couple. The guy singing, he's talking about they're having problems with fertility, and all of a sudden they find out they're going to be parents of a baby from Uganda, and she ends up pregnant, but life changes, and it's a good thing. And it had me belly laughing. So I like the belly laugh. It's fun. Okay, so all right, the drink, Susan. It's called 4C. 4C. 4 as in number 4. All right, number 4, and then C. Look on it. It is energy. It's energy. I don't. I'm disappointed because I had it here. Oh wait, let me see. No. All right, I must have thrown it out. Yeah. Wait, that's crazy. I just had it here. I have it in here. I'm so sorry. All right, I can hear. I'll tell you. Amazon. All right, I'm gonna tell you. All right, I'm gonna tell you. Okay. Okay. 4C. Okay, I'm getting close. All right, it's called 4C, half and half. Let's see. No, I'm just going to look at this. Okay. All right, and it's called Energy Rush. 4C Energy Rush with taurine. That's what 4C Energy Rush. Okay, 4C Energy Rush with taurine. You can get it on Amazon. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. Do you sleep well? Gina, it's interesting that you said, "Do I sleep well at night?" Sometimes I do, and Brian, my husband's got a really bad sinusitis. He's got that. He'd kill me if he knew I was talking about his health. But he has this blasting cough that startles me and wakes me up in the middle of the night. It's bad. So, he's up for a couple hours reading a really good book. But, when something wakes you, like somebody dumps a bucket of water on your face, it's hard to get back to sleep. So it's so loud and it's like, and it just woke me up. So that may be it. Also, I took lots of melatonin to get to sleep, and it worked. I took more melatonin than I'm supposed, where you're supposed to. And by the way, on the research with melatonin, um, the studies show that that actually taking not 10 milligrams of melatonin, not 1 milligram of melatonin, it's zero point zero 0.01 micrograms of melatonin work better at putting people to sleep than 10 milligrams. So, that is a study that I could probably look up, but I'm not going to. Gina had an MRI, so we're talking about MRI. Chung, you made the jump. Chris is with us. All right. All right. Everybody's saying hi. Uh, so, anyway, that's it. Sorry, I can't believe it's only 16 minutes. Uh, with, yeah, it's interesting. I don't. Uh, forsake. It's energy rush. Yeah. Okay. So I just looked at that 4C energy rush. Uh, uh, you know what? It's funny because Gina, I was talking to a friend of mine at the gym, and he said that he said the same thing, that melatonin makes his dreams wonky. That's Gina said that, but he says it gives him wild dreams, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah, I like, I enjoy the wild dreams. I actually don't have, I don't know. How much, by the way, how much melatonin do you take, Gina, Chris? How much melatonin are you taking? I wonder if a certain amount of melatonin's cause some wonky dreams, crazy dreams. Um, and Chung, you're drinking a lot of coffee from morning to night. I got to ask you, uh, um, doesn't that interfere with your sleep, Chung? Doesn't that? Uh, uh, Oh, and Chris, 5 milligrams. Gina does 5 milligrams. Chris says it gives her bad nightmares. Yeah. See that? I don't. Let me think. Uh, uh, I did have my nightmares really have to do with things that I've been through. All of a sudden, the realistic things. You know, things that really wouldn't upset me and shouldn't upset me. It's like a real. You come home and there's dancing. I don't know, crazy. It's not important. Not important. Uh, so I've got a list of swimming pool exercises that if you can get in a therapy pool, it really is supposed to help. You put a noodle underneath of your knee, and you're standing, and you're supposed to wear one of those deep water weight belts, and you hold that. You put it on, and then you put a noodle under your knee, and you push it down, and then you allow it to slowly come up, and you do that on your bad side. You got to do. Yeah, I imagine. John, what did you do when you were Desert Storm, right? What did you do? What was your job, John? Yeah, I remember. I remember. Uh, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to talk about things in my past because I was married to I was a support staff at home. Doesn't matter. It's in the past. I'm not there anymore. You were 11B. What does that mean? See, that's I didn't think of the D to comment. All right, let's see. I have found a lot of nightmares from. Yeah, that's right. Uh, um, Infantry. Okay, you were Army infantry. Yeah, that's. I Yeah. Well, you know what, John? Thank you for serving. Thank you. Thank you. Because freedom is not free. And you know that, in fact, my husband was in the military as well. And often people would say, thank you for serving. And he'd say, I'm getting paid. He went in with the idea that he was going to get paid. He needed to get paid. So he didn't think about it. But when the camaraderie and stuff, and then the patriotism and the support, he said they grew up this brotherly companionship and mission stuff. Remember, you're just like you're lower. You've got no choice but listen to what your higher power says, or excuse me, higher power, the next in charge. It's yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So you're not allowed to have your own opinion. So if your commanding officer says you have to go down and do this, and you're thinking, that's against what I believe morally. Yeah, you don't have that. You're not paid to think. You're paid to do what you're right. You're paid to do that. So that's what you have to do. That's why we have to love our troops no matter what. They're being told what they have to do, but they're not allowed to think. you're not like that. It's what happened in Vietnam. It's what happens now. It just, and I'll tell you what, it's wonderful. Oh, gosh, I was an Army brat, then an Air Force wife, and it's wonderful. I love being a part. It's almost like a communist society. You're living there. It was so awesome to be part of that, But it can be tough. It can be tough when your spouse says, "I have to go to. I've got a 1 month trip down to New Zealand, not New Zealand, down to Antarctica." Uh, I don't know, or I've got to go to Somalia, or and you're the support, and it it it's like, but anyway, yeah, and all of a sudden, yeah, you watch your spouse leave, and you're there for a month, and you get used to doing things a certain way, and he comes back, and anyway, it's challenging. It's challenging for them. It's challenging for the family. It's challenging. Plus, you've got no choice. If your spouse is being sent on a remote because he's made someone mad, unfortunately, you gotta deal with it. But anyway, so Chong, it is awesome. It is awesome. All right, all right. So I'm trying to catch up reading uh, Jane there, real. All right. Okay, so everybody is loving on Chung for serving. You know what? Thank all of you for serving. But you know what? We used to think that. We used to think that. Chung says his wife was always got excited when he was deployed. You know what? And she doesn't mean that. There was something about creating a normality when you are there. Hi, Dennis. When you're at home and then your spouse takes off, but then you're running the pets in the household, and with me, I'd have a lot of people who were, you'd have a lot of the troops or whatever the crew come over for dinner, so you were always entertaining the people or attending things in your spouse's stead. So you get used to living your life. All of a sudden, your spouse comes back from deployment and says, "Okay, now things are have to be like this." Now all of a sudden, you got a marriage. Now things have to go back. It's challenging. It is so challenging. So and it's gosh, I feel bad for the guys that are deployed, because when they're deployed they come back and they think it's going to be the same, and they come back with an iron fist and says, "Okay, we're going to do things like this now," and then the spouse is sitting there thinking, you know things have been going pretty good. The house has been clean. I've been, kids are, we've missed Johnny, but just hi, Nikki. But is there a way that you can ease in? But that doesn't happen because they're manly men. They've been with guys. It doesn't happen, so it's hard on them. They come back and they don't feel as welcomed as they should, and the wife doesn't feel as adored as she should. It's like, ugh, it's tough. It's the military life is tough, and God bless all of you who were able to do it. To do it. Chung, that is impressive. He listens to his wife. She's the boss, and yeah, that didn't happen with me. It's employed to the pipeline for long periods of. You know what, Gina? It's true. There is anybody who's married to a spouse that takes off for business or anything like that for long periods of time, especially when you have MS. I think about that. Now, fast forward, you're married to somebody who's not there. Do you carry around a cell phone around your neck in case you fall, in case you need help? Do you have a first alert system? All right, let's see. Nikki says, as farmers, as they're wrapping things up, you know, need supper now or later dinner when it's burnt. Yeah, it's true. It is, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be married. It's really hard when you're together too much, and then it's hard when they're not there when you need them. It is what they say the army's the hardest job you'll ever love. Well, you know what? I got to tell you, what marriage is the hardest job you'll ever love. Um, yeah, it's great. People say, "Oh, I want to get married. I want to get married. I just want somebody else to care about me." And you know what? That's the wrong reason to get married. Um, Somebody compliments you, and you're both loving God, and you're good to each other because of God. But you can't, that person is you can't look at that person as what did they say, Jerry Maguire? They when Tom Cruise walked in and looked at Renee Zellweger and said, she says, "Why are you here?" And he says, "You complete me." Oh my gosh, somebody came in and said that to me, I'd break a sweat. I don't want that responsibility. You know what? And that is, yeah. And Gina says that it helps to have the cell phone by you. Um, and all right, so we're talking about things. So, and farmers, you know what? It's fun about the farmers is that what supper, oh, dinner is lunch, right? Let's have dinner. Is lunch, yeah, and supper is dinner. So you make a big breakfast, and when they get in, you have I don't know. That is funny. All right, dad jokes. Dad jokes. I don't know. My father was a fun is a funny. He's funny. He's funny. I like him. I like my dad because he makes me laugh. He's concerned, just concerned because some crazy stuff's going on in our society, and he is concerned, as we all are. But it's one of those things with what's going on in society. It's critical we don't look at what could happen tomorrow, and we don't look at what is happening yesterday. You know, here's something we just live in today, and we look to be grateful. Here's something that I have not gotten the flu shot in about 10 years. 10 years ago, I got the flu shot. Didn't feel very good, and I thought, I'm not going to put anything in my body that's not going to make me feel fantastic. Of course, then I decided to play with supplements. But, I took the flu shot. I didn't feel good. I got the pneumonia shot. Didn't feel good. Um, Tetanus, I did get tetanus shot, and I will get tetanus shot. That's the only thing. But then I started thinking, I have friends who just got, let's see, the shingles shot and the flu shot and the pneumonia shot yesterday, and he feels awful. So I keep talking. Why are we taking anything that makes us feel bad? You know what? I'm not gonna get injected with something today that may make me feel bad tomorrow, may prevent me from feeling bad. You know what? I'm going to feel the best I can right now, and so you gotta ask yourself. For the past 10 years, I've not been getting the flu shot. I've been washing my hands, not touching my face, uh, kind of staying away from somebody who's coughing. So I just have to ask. I gotta ask. What is the logical? Who gets the flu shot? Um, You know what? That's not true. Mandated. There's the Nuremberg Code. The Nuremberg Code was set up so that it is an international crime to mandate a vaccination. Uh, my body, my life, and it's against. You cannot mandate somebody. So can't do it. Can't do it. It's against the Nuremberg Code. All right. All right. Karen says she's getting the flu and the pneumonia shot and felt nothing. All right. So there's something. Exchange. Why do skeletons not get upset? All right. I see. All right. Why? Nothing gets under their skin. Why do skeletons not get upset? Because nothing gets under their skin. And I gotta tell you, it just, based on my last, Karen, based on my last experience with getting a flu injection, getting these injections, I just don't feel that good. So, based on that, I'm not willing to try not to feel. I think I'll get a shot. Am I feeling too good? I did the beta serum. I've done beta serum. I've taken medications that don't make me feel good. And I've got to deal with that every day. So do you. Do I take a baclofen to get rid of spasticity, only to feel a little tired, or I don't know. Um, I don't know. I just don't know. So you got to ask yourself. Um, you got to just realistically, is it worth it? Is it worth it? All right. Let's see. Okay. My 20s. I got them. I had taken my. And there's the other thing that we have to ask ourselves is that, remember, there was about 5 years ago that they were giving out the flu shots. A lot of people weren't feeling well, and it wasn't even the strain of flu that it was supposed to cover. I just don't know. I just don't know what to believe anymore. Um, I just don't know. All I know is that I just am so reluctant to take anything that could potentially make me feel worse than I feel now. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. And I remember when I was first diagnosed with MS and beta serum was about to be approved, and I took the beta serum, and it made me so sick. Oh my gosh, I hurt so bad. So, I was thinking, oh, the prevention, it only protected 30%. Kept me 30%. Hi, Andrew. And only so I had to ask myself, why am I didn't think enough because the neurologist did give me a choice. He says, you've got to get used to this medication, beta serum, because it's the only one out for MS. So I started taking that, and I was so sick. I mean, I was so sick. Oh my God. All right. But it's true. Um, and Chung says flu is part of COVID, and my autoimmune system like flu. I don't know. My and I've got to see. Yeah, beta serum. You know what? I had a friend. I've got a friend who was taking beta serum the same time I was, and he used to call it. You remember it's interferon. He used to call it interferno, interferno, inferno, beta inferno. And I understood because it would give me clubbed hands. I would be so sick. I would just drop. I'd be in so much pain. And they'd say, well, you need to take a couple Tylenol at night and then take your shot. I'll tell you what, the doctor called in Demerol. It was so sick. Then he backed me off. Then I had to introduce it slowly. No, it wasn't. Thank God Copaxone came out quickly. I don't know. Betaton was the. All right, and Karen's saying there is, and now we're talking COVID. There's 800 strains of COVID. Um, what beta serum? Good for you. Karen's been on beta serum, or she was for 5 years. Yeah, it was really bad. Now with the COVID vaccination, they keep doing boosters, and I don't, I just don't know. What bothers me is that people who have been vaccinated um, we're supposed to be non-spreaders, right? We don't, but wait a minute, we're supposed to wear masks because um, we can catch it from somebody else who's had it's crazy. It's like so why get the COVID vaccination if it doesn't prevent you from getting COVID? It doesn't prevent you from dying from COVID. I mean, look what Colin Powell just died of COVID. He was fully vaccinated. There's a guy in Florida, big article. He only 58 and fully vaccinated and died 3 weeks after he got finally vaccinated. So I'm just you know you just observe, just observe. But I don't know. To ask is harmless. Just keep asking, right? Because it's a personal. decision to make whether you get vaccinated or not. It just, all right. Okay, had my Ocrevus. Yeah, 7 hours. Yeah. So Jane. All right. So yeah, seven. Okay. All right. CJ is talking about. Okay. She had Ocrevus. Done it 7 hours. 7 hours. That is a long time, and we're trying to figure out why. Why was it 7 hours? Unless it was your first time, they tend to go real slow if it's your first time. With me, you know, I don't know. I get upset when it's more than 3 hours. All right. So, Karen, why are you saying Parkinson's and Parkinson's and Parkinson's? Oh, right. We're talking about Pal. Uh, uh, yeah, he had Parkinson's. He had a lot of things. Um, but they also are saying that I don't know. I looked at some research that says I don't know, that says that um, a lot of these boosters are setting off uh, problems that you may have. You may, I mean, there's people who are being diagnosed with cancer, um, loved ones. I've got a couple loved ones that have been diagnosed with cancer for the first time within 3 to 6 months after getting the injection. Again, but it's Moderna specifically. I've been so I don't know. I don't know. Uh, but you know what? To question is godly. Keep asking questions. You know what? I love Tisabri and Tisabri. Um, yeah, when they first started out was 6 hours, but yeah, it's fast. It's fast. Oh, is it my neurologist office? Yeah, I can have my infusions at the neurologist office. So that's good thing. But I'm telling you, before you take any injection, before you let them put a needle in your body, remember your body is you're the lifeboat over your body. Ask yourself, you just ask yourself, because you can always get a needle, right? But you can't always undo a choice to have that. That you can so you can keep asking, keep just why I keep asking why. Um, okay, that is now. Are there any questions? Are there any questions or in the aisle for the next 7 with a friend? Yes, Betty Joe, you sent me a video I really like. More energy. So tonight is well, when I'm done this, I said I was going to go to the pool at 68 degrees out there, and the pool will be warm. So I'm going to try to do some of my physical therapy, swim laps, uh, and there's a couple of Christian women who are going to meet there, and we're going to do a little bit of a Bible study, working on Romans 1 and 2, and then tonight I'm supposed to do a trivia night, but I just don't know. Right? I don't know. Do what's next, right? Do what's next. the more advanced you get in a disease, the less you can pre-plan what you want to do. It's like all right, and then CJ. All right, CJ, you wanted to know whether Ocrevus is helping or uh, uh, leveling you out. And remember, we take disease modifying medications to prevent an active MS attack. That's the only reason. It will not prevent you from getting worse from old damage. It's not going to slow progression down. That's already happened. It won't do it. But it'll prevent you from having an attack that may return and make you feel worse, more disabled in the future. So I hope I explain that to you, CJ. It will not. There's no medications out there except for Tisabri. Tisabri had been shown that a good 20% of people who took it felt actually better. I felt better. I like Tisabri. But there is no medication out there for secondary progressive MS. That's when you're starting to get this permanent damage, or it's getting harder. It's getting harder to move. There's no medication, a disease modifying medication that will help you. Uh, what there is that now you got to treat the symptoms. You get the ankle foot orthotic, you get the hip flexor assisted device, you do you do pool therapy, you do lots of therapy. All right, so Chung, you asked me if I can spell. Oh, Tisabri, yeah, Tisabri. Love Tisabri. Tisabri makes you feel better. Um, but again, again, it's only 20%. I'm sure that there were a lot of people who didn't like it, but I loved it. I loved it. Loved it, Sabri. CJ, thank you for. Apparently, I said something that work for you, and I thank God that I was able to say that. But again, there's symptoms, there's things, there's Ritalin, Provigil, there's things for energy. There's D was sharing. There's that 4C energy drink we can start doing. B12, we can do that, but check with your blood work. Make sure you need B12. Uh, so there are things that we can do to make us better, to clear mind, pain. I applied for the let's see, marijuana card, so not to get high or anything, but I'm going to find out the combination. Apparently, there's all sorts of things they can do with it, so I'm going to try. Mark's going on Ocrevus. First time getting 7 hours, they told me, went from how is that possible to go from secondary progressive MS to primary progressive? Mark, yeah, Mark, that is, because primary progressive MS is a separate disease from secondary progressive MS. Secondary progressive MS is the second phase of the first phase is relapsing remitting. If you're diagnosed with relapsing remitting, eventually that you've got all those holes on your nerve, all these little holes because of past attacks. What happens is that nerve is exposed when you go for 10 years or 10 to 20 years, that nerve is so exposed. Now that nerve becomes brittle and starts breaking. Now you have some permanent difficulties, new difficulties. You don't feel as well. You don't feel as well. So what it is in dizziness, that kind of thing, ataxia, you're right. Uh, um, that kind of thing is secondary progressive. It is if you look at somebody with advanced secondary progressive and look at somebody with advanced primary progressive, you will not know the difference a lot of times. Um, so now primary progressive is a different disease in that they don't have attacks. They get steadily worse. They go slower about it. So it may take 25 years for them to get in a bad shape. But with active aggressive, relapsing, remitting, all right, with all of a sudden you're walking along one day, you're playing softball, and the next day you can't move your legs. I mean, it can be very dramatic. That is, you know, it is pretty. Yeah. So I'm interested to know why they diagnosed you. I've never heard unless they misdiagnosed you. I don't know, Mark, unless they misdiagnosed you. But the science behind that, I like that. Did you go off because of PML? No, I went off. Remember, I told you they took me off to Sabri because I had Nivantrine before. It's a chemotherapy that increases your odds of giving PML. I had been on to Sabri for about 7 years, and the longer you're on, the more it increases your chance of JCV, JBC virus. And then the last thing is that I was JCV positive. So those three factors increased my chances of getting PML by instead of 1 in 1,000, it was 3 in 100. So 3 in 100, 3% instead of 0.01%. So I told Hopkins that I want to stay on it. I want to stay on it because 97% odds of not having it, that's pretty good. And I want to continue to feel good. They said, no, nobody here will take the risk. So they wouldn't allow me. So they took me off of that. Put me on Gelenia, which, by the way, when they did that, remember Gelenia, you have to get your eyes checked often so you don't get macular edema, and you also have to go in and get your skin checked because side effect of Gelenia, which I had, was melanoma. So it's now the same doctor who told me this is, I want you to get this injection, I want you to get the COVID, all this stuff. I see, you're saying this, but you're the same person that stopped me on to Sabri and insisted I go on Gelenia, and she says, yeah, Geleni's a nasty medication. I said, but you recommended it. Anyway, I fired her. I've got a new neurologist. All right. By the MS neurologist, typical mind burning got worse last year. Okay, well, let's see. Did you have an attack? Did getting worse is a symptom of well, if you have new inflammation there. Oh my, just first diagnosis, major changes. Yet the major changes, uh, again, did you ever have relapsing remitting, Mark? Uh, yeah, Sarah, you know what? I live on the cranberry supplements. And I'm going to the urologist to find out how large I'm growing those kidney stones. You know, we have to be careful. Mark, you were never diagnosed with relapsing remitting. So you couldn't have secondary progressive. Chances are uh, it was always primary progressive, right? Which, by the way, primary progressive, secondary progressive, they're all treated the same. We have got to do physical therapy. We have got to be athletes. We got to eat right. We got to do things. We have to do things to stay in the game. Unfortunately, getting out of bed is like climbing Mount Everest. We have to do it. Uh, yeah, Mark, it's, you know what? If you go to msfrontiers.org and look at it's actually so easy to figure out. You know, you keep asking questions. So yeah, exactly. If you have never had an attack where Solumadrol or steroids reduces that and helps restore you, then you just have these attacks and they go away and but it's a slow, steady. It's like you get a little bit worse, but it's a slow, steady. You know, but you're in the right place, Mark, because yes, you're doing PT twice a week. Good for you. I'm going to do it now. But anyway, the top of the hour, and it's Tuesday, and think a little bit about what we want to talk about on Thursday. I love you all. Please subscribe to my channel. Go to follow me if you're watching this on YouTube. No, on Facebook. And just God bless you. And let me quick pray this out there. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for everybody who joined us today. Just everyone, through their words, allow it to help each other. Lord, we're all just instruments of your peace. Allow people to take what they want and leave the rest, and know that we're here because of you, Lord. Thank you for bringing everyone here, and just bless and comfort everyone who watched this. In Jesus' name I give thanks. Amen. All right. God bless you guys. And I will see you on Tuesday.